is Alexander, founder of Alms, an app to make a social impact. I'd like to show you around our Figma prototype, which we have already user tested with more than 50 people from UK and US, which we think are our target audience. So when you download an app, you land on the first page that tells you about this app. And then you go through a series of onboarding descriptions of the main features and what the app does. First of all, it's about making an impact. So we tell you, how and what that should be done. Then you see exactly what you need to do in order to make an impact, which is to donate or digitally volunteer. And then you also learn about the close communities that we have in the app, to which you get invited whenever you make an impact in a specific category. So then, once you have registered using the sign-in with Apple, which is quite easy, you get to a series of questions which we need to give you a hyper-personalized experience. You let us know what you're interested in, what kind of previous experiences did you have with donations, and we learn about your happiness level as well, because that is one of the main focuses of the app. Once you're done with onboarding, we find the 3 main causes which we think suit you best. We indicate that we have already carefully pre-selected those causes, so none of those causes are bad. All of them are very well selected. But at the start, you only need to choose one, the one that resonates with you the most. In this case, let's choose, let's support children in Yemen. Then you see specific projects that contribute to this cause. And that is done deliberately because we want to give users the idea of how specific projects, maybe even small projects, are contributing to the main cause, because that is what most often is overlooked in the traditional charity sphere. So then once you choose, let's say, food and nutrition, you see the page of a specific project. In this case, it's about buying food for children in Yemen. And there are some things that make this page very special. First of all, it's personalized in a way that how does this child look like? What's his name? And you can also read his story. Of course, it may be generalized to make our job easier. But the main thing is that for the user, it gives the idea of what the app is look like. And you also see how, for example, $10 of your donation will enable him to have lunch every day for 1 month. So you see a clear description of how your money will help. And then, of course, you have an option to either donate now or share now, which is the simplest form of digital volunteering, because you can also raise more awareness to this cause, to this project. Once you're done with that, and there can be different mechanics of making a donation that we didn't deliberately put in there because we want to experiment with it later on. Those include Apple Pay, connecting bank accounts, connecting cards, etc., etc. But once you're done with that, once you've donated, we deliberately ask you to indicate how happy you are, because once you do that, it reinforces in your mind the feeling you get from helping others. So that is essential to the idea of feeling happier. So now, as we're done with onboarding, let's explore the 3 main tabs. The first one is Home, where at the top you can see the content, the visual content in the form of stories, photos, videos of the causes that you've already helped. You can also see some of the text and infographics on the main screen as well as some new causes that we recommend to follow every now and then. If you go to the community section, you'll see that you can discover the close communities that are there. Unless you've helped a specific cause, you wouldn't be able to participate. So we encourage people to help in a specific category to be able to join communities or to be able to be invited to those communities. And we didn't want to invent stuff there. So we try to, make this community similar to Reddit, where there are some, top high level, communities, categories, which can then dive into more specific ones, including some local communities where users could, discuss in their own language and share, smaller projects that we cannot put in the app ourselves. And the second main screen is the impact tracking. This is essential for the retention of the app because this is the main idea. Everyone has its own impact. Whenever you help somebody, whenever you see the content about your help, whenever some of the projects reach their goals, you'll see that your impact has risen. So this is the main thing which you'll follow, which you'll return to, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, you'll have your own profile page. And if some people are interested in making it open, others would be able to see that. Of course, if you don't want anybody to see whom you help, you can close it, but still it's important to have an option to have your own profile page to show how much impact you've done, because that is essential to my goal of making this app hyped. And lastly, if you don't make any impact, the impact tracking does not go anywhere. So it stays the same. And yeah, that's it. We've explored the screens in the current iteration. It's a simplified form of design, which we have tested at the moment. We are already working on the iOS prototype, in which we'll cover retention and in-app conversions, testing it directly with users. And we'll add some things here and there, but the overall workflow and features will stay the same. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.